All right, so today is July 13th, 2023, and talking with Angela Zhang of Bellevue, Washington. And Angela, I'm just going to introduce you real quickly here, just for a second. I'm going to embarrass you like crazy, so just bear with me. So last year was a pretty big year for you. You were the youngest champion at age 13 to win the Washington Women's Amateur. You won the Washington Junior Golf Association State Championship. You were named the 2022 Washington Golf Junior Girls Player of the Year, among many other titles, several WJGA titles, several AJGA titles. And this year already so far, you have won the Washington Champion of Champions. You repeated as champion of the Washington Women's Amateur, which is a feat I don't believe that's ever happened. Oh, no, I'm sorry. It has happened once before. And you've also made it to the semifinals with your partner, Alice Zhao, at the U.S. Women's Amateur Four Ball at the home course back in May. And to cap that off, I think you had a pretty good week last week because you qualified to play in the U.S. Women's Open at Pebble Beach,
Yeah.
California. Very nice. You were the youngest player in the field last year.
Yeah.
Did you know that? Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
So let's just start off with your week there at Pebble Beach. Had you ever been there before?
Yes, I've been to Pebble Beach, but that was my first time playing the course.
First time playing the course. So
Yeah.
who did you go there with last week?
Pretty much my whole family, my parents, my brother, and my grandparents were all there.
Yeah. Okay. And I know typically you have your dad, Kevin Zhang, caddying for you in various championships and tournaments around the country. Who did you have caddy for you for the week?
My dad caddied for me
Did
too.
he again?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Did you have your brother caddying for you at any time?
Yes, he caddied during the practice round.
Oh, in the practice round. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Does he, I think he himself plays, doesn't he?
Yeah, he plays golf too, but he's been going through an injury recently, so he hasn't been
Yeah.
able to golf. Yeah.
Okay. So when you arrived at in Monterey in Pebble Beach and you
Mhm.
went to the course, what did you do the first time you got there? When you first got there, what did you do?
Yeah, so the first day we got there, it was probably an afternoon, so we just went to the range, practiced, worked on my swing, and then kind of did some short game and putting just to get used to, the rough and the greens and just the whole kind of environment around there.
Yeah. The U.S. Women's Open is a big deal on its own, but for it to be held at the Pebble Beach for the first time ever, that made it a
Yeah.
huge deal. So I
Hmm.
imagine there was quite a lot of buzz around the property, quite a lot of excitement, quite a lot of activity, lots of fans. Had you played even in a practice round, had you played in front of this many people before?
Not really. I think, well, the first time I kind of played in like relatively large crowds was at the Mizuho Americas Open, the LPGA event,
Yeah,
and that was kind of the first time I played in front of crowds, and I think that experience actually helped me better prepare for this week.
sure.
And
Yeah,
then also at the Washington Women's Amateur, I think it was just so great to see all the members out there supporting us.
yeah,
There were quite a bit of a crowd gathering around there, so that was really special. And then obviously this week, probably the biggest crowds I've ever played in front of. And
hmm,
but I think just to see everyone out there supporting women's golf and wanting to be present for this historic event, I think was really awesome.
yeah, yeah. It was great to watch it on TV as well. So how many practice rounds did you play?
I played from Sunday to Wednesday. I played all 4 days.
Oh, you did. Okay.
Yeah.
Who did you play with? Anyone in particular when you played? Or
I played with Rose Zhang on Monday.
oh, wow. Yeah,
Yeah, so I think that was really great to be able to
yeah.
play with her. I played with Yuka Saso on
Hmm.
Sunday,
Yeah.
and then Tuesday I played with the Ronin Yin. She just won the KPMG.
Hmm.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so I played with her, and then Alban Valenzuela on Wednesday.
Hmm. Okay. Did
Yeah.
you, for the practice round, for the pairings for the practice rounds, did you get to choose that, or how did that happen? Did someone invite
Um,
you, or
yeah, it was kind of just like sign up oriented. So they had like a spreadsheet, and it was kind of you just sign up online with for whatever time or player you wanted to play with.
Sure. Yeah. Lots of people ask, I'm sure you probably get asked this, but is Rose related to you because of the
Yeah.
same last name? I'm sure. Yeah.
hmm
Yeah. How was that playing with her? She's made quite
It
an
was
impression
great.
already. Yeah.
hmm
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, her game looks really solid.
Yeah.
Um, just she probably hit every ball right where she wanted to.
hmm
And I think on top of that, she's just a really great person. For her to be able to, allow me to join her in the practice round and kind of give some advice and encouragement.
hmm
And, just she's just super gracious and a really great person.
Yeah. Yeah. It sounds like someone, and I've seen her in other interviews, but she sounds like someone that you could be comfortable with and just playing with and just kind of want to be friends with too. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Pebble Beach, the style of course that it is, it's obviously an oceanside course, but the greens are very small at Pebble
Yes.
Beach. And the rough, typically, especially for an open championship of this kind, I'm sure the rough around the greens was high. So if you miss the greens, it's a challenge. It doesn't take a small miss hit to get yourself in a little bit of a trouble. So how did you find that course in that respect? How was the challenge of playing to those greens for you?
Yeah, it definitely required some great ball striking. You have to be really accurate off the tee as well to give yourself to be in position. And obviously,
hmm
you didn't want to go into the greens from the rough because it was just the chances of getting it on the green were very low.
Sure.
And even once you did hit the fairway, like you mentioned, the greens are very small, so you have to be very precise. And sometimes you hit a great shot that you think would be okay, and then it just misses the green by a
Yeah.
couple of paces, and you find yourself in like 3, 4 inch deep rough,
Sure.
and it just gets really hard to get up and down. So there's definitely the challenge there with the size of the greens.
Yeah. So did you have to adjust your game in any way once you had a couple of practice rounds under your belt? Did you sort of figure out what you needed to do, what you needed to avoid, things like that?
Yeah, it was definitely just hit fairways and greens. There wasn't much of a game plan because I mean, the fairways are narrow, the greens are small, so you kind of just you know, you just aim at the center and you just hit. And so definitely working on driving and iron play just to make sure I can put myself in the best position.
Sure. Yeah. So were there players at the championship that you got to meet that you have wanted to meet?
Um, I would say I didn't get to meet like that many players, but I think, of the people that I did meet, like I think, Yuka Saso, who I played with on Sunday, she was
Mhm.
super fun to be around. Just keeping it light and always, just joking and having fun out there.
Mhm.
And Rose, who was really great. And also, I think just all of the pros that I played with, Roning and Alban, and then the two players who I played with on Thursday and Friday,
Yeah.
everybody was just super gracious with their
Mhm.
time. And, um, you know, for them to be playing with a 14-year-old and to just go out of their way to ask
Sure.
me if some questions and just to make me feel comfortable.
Yeah. Yeah. How was it for you teeing off the first hole on the first round of the actual championship? How was that?
It was definitely a little bit nerve-wracking.
Yeah.
It's, to see that many people there gathering around the first tee and
Yeah.
for it to be my first shot in the US Open.
Mhm.
But thankfully I found the fairway.
Yeah. It's kind of I know that first hole, it's kind of a straightforward par 4, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah, so luckily. Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
okay. Do you have any special routine that you use when you prepare for an event such as this, a large scale event? Do you have any particular routine that you go through?
Um, I would say I try to just stick to the routine, whether it's, like a local tournament or the US Open.
Mhm.
Just the same sort of practice and warm-up routine leading up to the event.
Yeah.
And I know like a lot of players mention this, but I think just having a routine kind of helps you like calm down and like settle into it a little bit more because it's whether it's a small tournament or a big tournament, it's always just you're out here to play golf and you have your
Yeah.
same routine that you stick with.
Yeah. So looking forward to that first opening tee shot on Thursday morning. Did you have a you must have had a plan about what you were going to hit off the tee right away, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah. And where you wanted to hit it, ideally. Yeah.
Yeah, it was
So,
just it's a right dog leg, so just 3 wood and put it in position where it won't reach the bunkers and leave
yeah.
myself um a 120, 30 yards or so into the green.
Yeah. So you knew that you were going to hit 3 wood off the tee, yeah, beforehand.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
hmm
Okay. Yeah. Smart. Okay. Do you have any lucky charms that you, any sort of talismans of any kind that you carry with you or?
Yeah, so I when I was younger, I used to always wear like a neon green hat, like that bright green color.
Yeah.
And recently I've kind of switched to just like that's kind of always been my lucky color. So whether like I try to wear it on like clothing or socks or something like that,
Yeah.
yeah, that's kind of my
Yeah.
like lucky color.
Nice. Okay. I know that at these championships, they have all the players sign a flag or a poster or something like that. Did you do that as well? Obviously, yeah.
Yes, so
Yeah.
at registration, we obviously we had posters that we signed. And then also I think it was super cool to see like little kids asking for my autograph,
I was going to
you
ask
know,
about that. Yeah.
at the
Yeah.
range and
Yeah.
like when I got off the course and I've never really had that experience before, so I think that was super cool.
Yeah. Yeah. So I know that it's a busy summer for you because, in fact, I see that you are exempted into the U.S. Girls Junior Championship this next week. Are you going to
Yes.
play in that, or are
Yes,
you you
I
are?
will be playing. Yeah.
Okay. So what exempted you into that championship? What playing accomplishment helped you get into there?
Just qualifying for the US Open helped me get an
Okay.
exemption. Yeah.
There you go. Has that qualifying for the U.S. Women's Open, has that enabled you to get into other events as well?
Um, Not that I believe. I think it's just the US Girls Junior.
Okay.
Yeah.
Are you going to try for the U.S. Women's Amateur?
No, unfortunately, because the qualifier up here, the dates, it conflicts with the Girls Junior, so
Mhm.
I won't be able to play in the
Yeah.
qualifier.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Gotcha. And I understand that you're going to play for Bellevue High School golf team this next year?
Yeah.
Yeah. Do they
Mhm.
play in the fall or the spring? Their season?
They play in the spring.
In the spring? Okay.
Yeah.
So are you gonna this fall, are you going to be still playing in some events or what is your plan for that?
Yeah, so the fall, I have a couple tournaments. I think there's a few AJGAs, and then
Mhm.
I might be going internationally for like not like a team, like an international team competition sort of thing.
Mhm.
So there's that coming up.
Yeah. Have you you most likely have, but have you been in touch with the coach, the high school golf coach there at Bellevue High School?
I actually haven't, but
Oh,
we so my brother plays on the boys team,
okay.
and so like I've gotten to know the boys coach, and then through him I kind of like I do know who the girls golf team coach is, but we actually have never met yet.
Okay. Do you
Yeah.
know any of the players on the team yet?
Yeah, I know most of the players because we've kind of just always played junior golf together in Washington.
Sure.
And
Yeah.
yeah, they're all really great players and really
Okay.
great kids. So I look forward to being on the
Yeah.
team.
So now you use school, you take classes online, is that right?
Yes.
Is that going to how's that going to work for you playing on the team? Is that going to maybe help the process for you because you'll have more flexibility, or what do you think?
Yeah, I think for sure. So I'll still be doing online next year, and um, it definitely helps with the flexibility of me not having like sometimes for tournaments you'd have to skip class, but that won't really be an issue for me. So I
Yeah.
think it's great the flexibility that it allows.
Yeah. Okay. So just going back real briefly to the Women's Open last week, most of the championship rounds were televised. All cameras all over the place, camera towers. That had to have been sort of a new experience for you. And when you saw cameras, were you self-conscious about that, or were you just playing your game, or how did that affect you at all?
Yeah, I sort of tried to just play my game and,
Mhm.
um, not really focus about the external factors. Um, but also I think, having played in the dry ship and putt and also the Nota Brigade national tournament
Yeah,
twice now, and, having TV cameras there and being on the broadcast, I think that kind of helped me know what it's like to play with cameras surrounding you. So,
sure.
yeah, yeah, but I think at the end of the day, I was just trying to play golf and not really
Yeah.
worry about anything else.
Yeah, okay. So for you, when you putted out on the after the second day, you shot 79, 76, did not make the cut. When you putted out on the last hole on on the Friday, what was the feeling for you? Was it sadness? Was it nostalgia? Was it feeling good about that you made it this far? All those things. What were you thinking?
Um, yeah, a little bit, I guess, just not just a little bit sad that, the week was over now and I wouldn't be getting to play the weekend. Because obviously I hadn't played as well as I would have liked. But at the same time, just like really grateful for the experience that I was even able to play in the event.
Mhm.
Um, and yeah, definitely just a little bit nostalgic and kind of looking
Yeah,
back on the week. Um, and yeah, just not much else.
yeah. Yeah, a lot of people don't know the what goes into just getting to that point. They had, as I understand it, the largest no, or they had a record number of entries to try to qualify for this Women's Open because it was at Pebble Beach and everyone wanted to play in it. And I believe there was
Yeah,
over 3,000 people who entered to play in the various qualifiers around the country. And so that narrowed that down to 156 players. Just to be one of those 156 players to make it that far is big. That's kind of it's a hard thing to do, as I think that you know.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I mean, I think just regardless of how the week went, I was really grateful to be even like one of the 156 players in the field.
Yeah, sure. Yeah. Okay, so next week at the U.S. Girls Junior, it's match play. And
Yeah.
so you like match play, or what do you think about that?
I do because I think it's very different to stroke play. It's like a different approach. You like have to be aggressive when you need to be, and then more conservative when you need to be.
Hmm.
And I think the four ball definitely helped me prepare for it. And we did quite well in match play at the four ball, so just trying to take experience from that week into the girls
Yeah.
junior.
Okay. Who's going to be going with you to the U.S. Girls Junior next week?
Um, my parents and my brother, and then my brother will be caddying for me.
Oh, he will be. Okay.
Yeah,
All right. All right. So that's in Colorado Springs at the Eisenhower Golf Club, right?
yeah.
Yeah. You'll get to play some practice rounds for that, I'm
Yes,
assuming?
I'm planning on playing 2 practice rounds ahead
Yeah.
of it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. You'll probably see some familiar faces there.
I
Yeah.
will, yeah, just a lot of players from junior golf.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Well, Angela Zhang, again, thanks so much for taking the time to chat about your week last week. It's a pretty big deal to be just to make it into the U.S. Women's Open, and we followed you all over the place as much as we could all week long because it
Thank
was
you.
for us it was exciting. We were living through your accomplishments on that one. So
Yes, and thank you to Marilyn and, everyone else who came out to, be
yeah,
there for the week.
yeah, yeah. She was pretty excited, and I know her daughter Ella was there as well,
Yeah,
helping out with some of the coverage, and it was everyone had a pretty exciting time. So. All right, Angela, thanks so much this morning and good luck next week at the U.S. Girls Junior, and we'll be watching you
thank
for you
you.
then. Okay.
Thank you for having me.